Welcome to the Hank Cisco Show, ladies. Don't touch that remote. Got a great show. St. Patrick's Parade. You know, it's great, you know, when you got everybody's marching and everybody's singing, dancing, that. What else? Good food, dancing, music. What else you need? That's all
you need.
My guests today are two of the leaders. One from Philadelphia, one from the Conshohocken, and my local fire chief, Wayne 100 and Chief Tommy O'Donnell.
Thank you,
Welcome
Rock.
to Hank Cisco Show, Rock.
Thank you, Rock.
All right, now, and I got a state legislator, came all the way from Philadelphia, North Philly, and he's one of the top guys that runs the parade in Philadelphia, the Irish Parade. Welcome to the Hank
Rock.
Cisco Show. Mike, tell them who you are.
Mike Driscoll?
How do you pronounce the last name?
Driscoll.
Driscoll.
Good Irish name. Driscoll, this time of the year.
All right. So, you're in Norristown.
Happy to be here.
All right.
Happy to meet our Grand Marshal,
Oh, yeah.
Fire
and your
Chief?
good friend,
Eddie McBride.
Ed McBride, has made the contact. He says, Hank, he says, I got a guy who'll come on your show. He's one of the top guys that do the show, you know, or do the parade. I said, bring him on, you know, so here you are. So I appreciate you coming here. And two top parades, I guess, in the country. Well, New York, forget about it, you know. So go ahead. Tell me how did it all start? What's the scoop behind the parade, the pride and everything that goes with that, and the dancers, all these kids dancers, beautiful. Go ahead.
Well, there's a lot of tradition in the parade. So Andy Williams thinks that Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year. But when you grow up Irish, O'Donnell and Driscoll, this is the most wonderful time of the year.
It's the
Busy,
most
though.
wonderful time of the year.
So we, you know, my wife and my sister-in-law always say that Christmas doesn't come by itself. Well, the St. Patrick's Day parade doesn't come by itself. It's an effort by, in Philadelphia, 26 board members meet regularly throughout the year.
On the board.
26, from every walk of life. And our mission is to promote the St. Patrick's Day parade in honor of our patron saint.
Yeah, St. Patrick.
St. Patrick. And so we meet regularly to decide on a theme each year.
What's the theme?
This year it's bless our police officers and protect our police officers.
Oh, good.
They've been under
I'm a
siege.
former cop, so that's good.
Yeah, so we thought we'd highlight them in the 2017 theme this year. And we have our Grand Marshal is Barney Boyce, who is a Donegal man and is from Delaware County. He'll be leading our parade on Sunday.
Who?
Barney Boyce.
What's he do?
He is he's a father of 7 or 8, immigrated here from County Donegal.
Oh.
And his actually children started that band, Blackthorn. Have you ever heard of Blackthorn? Real big in the Irish community. Play down the Jersey Shore a
Have
lot.
a clip or something sometime we can put it on here?
Yeah, oh, they're terrific. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
well known in the five-county area.
It's
Yeah.
my Irish connection over
I'm
here.
sure you've heard Blackthorn, right?
Absolutely.
You don't know it, but, you know, I was born in Ireland, Coney Island. Oh, well, it's a Social Security joke. You get it when you're 65, okay? You'll bust out laughing. So, all right.
But we got exciting news this week. We were informed by our government that the Prime Minister of Ireland, the Taoiseach, is actually going to join us at Mass.
No kidding.
Yeah, we start with Mass.
Oh, you have a mass before the parade.
Yeah, we start at Mass at St. Patrick's on 20th and Locust in Philadelphia. And the Archbishop Chaput, will preside over the Mass.
The bishop?
The bishop, Archbishop of
Archbishop.
the Philadelphia Diocese.
He's half Indian.
He is. He claims some Irish ancestry on his mother's
Irish
side.
Indian, so he make
Yeah.
everybody's Irish on that.
Everybody's.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. I gotta get him over here, Rock. Gotta get the Archbishop on my show.
You got connections. You should be able to make that happen.
I'll say a couple of Hail Marys and get him over here. So,
So we'll start with, with the Mass to celebrate the Holy Day. And our board will be involved and we'll have, we dedicate a portion of our parade to what we call a Ring of Honor. and they're folks in the Irish community that have gone out of their way to promote Irish traditions or do charity work or just in their job as, say, fire chief, where they've exemplified the ideals of St. Patrick and the Catholic faith.
It's great. Well, it's good to have that religion right by you, come in handy. All right, tell us about the country hockey. What's going on down there? It used to be, they kidnapped our parade. It used to be in Norristown.
You're right.
Country hockey kidnapped it.
It started in Norristown 11
Yeah.
years ago. It moved to Conshohocken,
Yeah.
partly because it had more restaurants and places for people to go after
Oh,
the
yeah,
parade.
yeah.
And the parade is, it's a wonderful parade. It starts off again with a lot of tradition. It starts off with, a theme. And this year's theme is A Mile of Smiles, is our theme of Conshohocken's parade's a mile long. And it's the same thing, it has a board that the parade committee make up that take really over and run the entire parade, from choosing the grand marshal all the way to seeking out different bands to be part of the parade and putting the whole parade and the day of the parade together. So the parade committee, just like Philadelphia's, does a lot of legwork in making sure that the parade goes off without a hitch. The only thing they don't have control over is the weather, obviously. But Conshohocken's parade, we get about 20,000 people line the parade route each year. We're hoping again for that for Saturday. The parade starts at 2 o'clock this Saturday, March 11th.
The 11th, yeah. And yours is going to end
12th.
on the
It's not
12th.
this Sunday.
Right.
Yeah, this show will be right the week before. You'll be showing, That's why I hooked it up, so it'll be, it'll be show before the parade.
Sure. As the Grand Marshal for this year's St. Patrick's Day Parade here in Montgomery County, I'm quite honored. I'm blessed, for a lot of things in my life.
What? You've been an Irishman 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's all I hear.
And-
All the years I've known you, we always talk about the Irish.
Right, exactly. So you got to promote your own
Everybody should
theme
be
and
proud of their
exactly right.
nationality, their religion, whatever else,
and
Don't be a phony baloney.
nah, you got to be proud of your faith, proud of your traditions,
Right,
and
right.
where you come from. And certainly, I have a lot to be thankful for. I've been blessed with a great family, great career, and I look forward for a great parade day
Yeah.
on Saturday.
Bunch of loyal guys come to that, where you're meeting there. What do they call that?
Ancient Order of Hibernians.
I can't pronounce all them Italian names. So you're a state legislator.
I am.
You want to talk politics?
A little bit. A little bit.
All right.
Certainly, we live in interesting times.
We'll talk about, I'm a former policeman, right? I think they should have it that a policeman, after he retires, he don't have to go register to buy a gun, to get a gun permit. I think he should be allowed to continue carrying. I carried a gun for 37 years, and I should be able to carry it now. I think the more law enforcement, even though they're retired, they have the authority, they have the knowledge, so they should be able to carry the gun. Not have to go pay $100 to get the gun permit, so it's something to think about. And another thing I was thinking, we want to keep crime down, deputize all the mailmen. The mailmen are the grassroots. They know what's going on in the community. Just deputize. They're already federal employees, so all you got to do is just get them so they can see something, a house or something going on. Tell them. I think the more we got to cover it like they do. Law enforcement should cover it like they do. Any kind of information they get. A good policeman's only worth the information he receives. If he don't talk to nobody, if he don't mingle with anything, if you want to swim, you got to get in the water. And I think that's one thing I think would be good. Let them know that somebody in that neighborhood is looking out for them.
I like your ideas. Want to
Let's
get you
talk.
up to the legislature with us.
We'll talk about it, right. And now, are you going to be in the parade?
Absolutely. I haven't missed one since I was...
How are you going to be dressed?
I will have a tuxedo and a brimmer on my head, and I'll have a green tie and a green vest. It's one of my most cherished days of the year. I'm blessed with, my wife and I are blessed with 5 children.
Oh, yeah?
And so they've been in every parade.
How many boys, girls, what?
Girl.
What's her name?
Molly.
Molly? Oh, my God, Molly.
Katie.
Who?
Katie.
Oh, naturally.
Right? Rose,
Rose. Well, you're a little Italian there. Go ahead.
Patrick,
Oh, I got to get him here.
and Grace Ann.
Oh, my God, that's great, you know.
Ages 20 to 12.
Oh, good.
So, and they love it because we
Are
sell
they
the
participate?
multi-generational appeal of that day. When you see the babies and the toddlers and the
Yeah.
grammar school and the
Puts
high
the baby
school
coats and
and the
everything.
aunts and the uncles and the grandparents and the great-grandparents all celebrating on that parade route. You know, when I walk down that parade route, it warms my heart to see every generation
Oh, yeah.
beaming with pride.
Oh, yeah. I love it when I see these young girls. Like I had the, was it Cole dance group? I had
Coil.
them on here.
Coil School Dance.
What's her name?
Coil.
Yeah, I had them on my show, and I showed it this week. Going to play it again.
Terrific group.
And then I had the girl that sings at the church. She's named after the former vice president when Nixon was president. Well, she sings beautiful Irish songs. I can't get her on the show. She's always working or something, you know. But I like my good friend Drew Monahan. He's on the committee for the statue, the Irish. Tell me something about the statue. Are you familiar with that?
Oh, very much, yeah. That's we actually celebrate Mass there once a year. It's the Irish Memorial down at
You have
the
a mass
front-
at the.
right at the memorial.
Oh yeah.
We do. It kicks off the Irish Festival on Penn's Landing.
Yeah.
And so we start with a mass because it's private ground. You can't have a mass on government property. So we have it on the memorial, and then we march over and celebrate our festival in June.
I know.
But if you've seen that, Chief, I don't know if you saw this memorial.
I have.
I've never been down there.
It's
Rock, we got to take a
phenomenal.
ride down there sometime.
It's half of a ship with all the immigrants arriving
Yeah.
in America, looking at the new world and being excited about the new world, but sad about where
Yeah.
they left. You know, because
Yeah.
they were leaving their families probably forever.
Yeah. Ed McBride, we were building the Columbus Mine in Norristown, so he was asking, you know, give some ideas on about get an architect, this, that, and the other thing, you know, but they finally got it. And he moved up he's up in the Penn State area, you know, but.
Well, the
he
beauty of
was-
the
he-
memorial you're referencing is we get not just the Irish, we get almost every ethnic group comes to the memorial because it's really the face of an immigrant. It's not the face of an
Immigrants, yeah.
Irishman.
Right,
And
right.
so really symbolic of everybody that left their home to come to the new world for a better life, for religious freedom, you know, for a chance at the American dream.
My pop came from Italy for better life, you know, and
Well,
that's
his face is on that memorial.
That's why I say I do whatever I can to make America good. You know, he come over here to make it good for me, and I'm going to make it good for everybody, my family. I brought up my family, you know. So, right, Rock?
You got it.
My man. Now tell me something about you, Rock. What schools did you go to?
So I'm a product of Norristown, born and raised.
And you're very involved with St. Francis Church.
I am. So I was born and raised in Norristown, went to Norristown schools, graduated here from this high school in 1989, class of 89. So very active in the community, belong to St. Francis Parish in Norristown.
You have the
My
the
youngest
feast.
son, my youngest son goes to school there. My oldest son goes to Pope John Paul Catholic High School in Royersford.
Yeah. And how long you been a fire chief?
So I'm working in my 15th year currently.
15?
Yes.
Oh, madame. That's some mean ones too, right?
Yeah, we had some tough fires. You know, I'm very blessed. I'm like the band director. I have the best group of guys working under me, and they go to work every day, committed to making the community safer. So, you know, when you talk about blessings, they come in all shapes and sizes. And families, one, but who you work with and what they really do, the heavy lifting they really do is really important as well.
Yeah. You're dedicating this parade for excuse me. I had a burp, okay? Excuse me. It's dedicating it for police.
Our theme this year is bless
Well-
and protect the police officers.
You got to get Ed McBride with Frank Rizzo's car.
I'm going to bring that up. Now, you shared
Put
that earlier.
put it, he should be on the parade, and I'll get some signs to put on the sign.
Well, Ed, I'd just say something about Ed. Ed, as you know, was a big wig at PICO. And
great guy.
Between what PICO does for at least the community groups in Philadelphia, they're always reaching out, and Ed in particular goes out of his way. There ain't a charity or a community event that we bring to his attention that in some way he doesn't touch. And we're grateful to PICO and Ed for his efforts.
He donated to the Columbus Monument, and the last time I was with him, he had tickets. He called me, and at theater, Frank Rizzo's Life.
Oh, right, they did
yeah.
it. Yeah.
And we were down there, went down with him and his wife, and
Ed's also a great public servant. He served in local communities here as elected official in Montgomery County too, and he's done great things not only in Philadelphia being a PICO rep, but even out here in the suburbs where we're very fortunate to have people like him that are willing to step forward and help out in great causes.
Yeah, he's a real deal.
March is a very important month. You got two of the most famous saints, St. Patrick, St. Joseph. And I was in New Orleans. They have a parade, a combined parade, St. Joseph, St. Patrick's combined, and it's a big mass at different churches, and the food, and we have now on St. Joseph's Day, the 19th, down at Conshohocken Bakery, he will bake different things, and like the bread in the shape of a cross, rosary, different things, and we'll have down there. And we give out the fava beans, the fava bean. You know about the fava bean?
I don't.
Years ago in Sicily, where my parents came from, right? There was a famine, what do you call it? No rain, nothing was growing, no water. So they prayed to St. Joseph, please bring rain, and we will make a beautiful table for the poor. Everybody will eat, So on March the 19th, it rained, everybody heard. And now they have what they call the St. Joseph table, all kinds of food, and the only thing that would grow without too much water was a fava bean. It looked like a lima bean. And it survived. So they call it the lucky bean. So they say, as long as you carry a fava bean, you'll never be hungry, you'll never be broke. So you carry one with you. I got one in my pocket. If I can ever find it, it's always down here. But I feel I've never been hungry and haven't been broke. Let me see where it is. There it is. Here's one for you and one for you. As long as you carry that, you'll never be broke.
Thank you.
And you'll never be hungry. So
How about thirsty? Take care of the thirst.
I'm going to get a little blessing for this the old religion. So what else?
So what I did mention earlier about the parade is Philadelphia is the oldest St. Patrick's Day parade in the country. It dates back
The oldest?
1771. So before the Declaration of Independence, Irishmen were gathering on March 17th to walk in honor of the patron saint, and they were encouraged by George Washington to celebrate their heritage,
was
because
religious.
America was the land of liberty, that you could celebrate religion and not have government interference. So I think George Washington wanted to see that in the streets of Philadelphia. And so for all these years later, we've been having, on March 17th, a parade to celebrate our patron saint.
And it seems to get bigger, do you think?
It does. I mean, the weather does affect it, as
Yeah.
our Grand Marshal has said. Now, we're hoping not to have any snow, and as long as it's 30 and above, we'll get dressed appropriately.
It's hard for the girls to dance in the snow.
It's hard for the kids. We worry about the kids on the cold weather days.
Yeah.
But we're looking forward to, and what I did really want to highlight is in Philadelphia, for the first time in 2 decades, we've changed the parade route.
Oh, yeah. Tell me what
Yeah.
the parade route is now.
So we're going to gather at 16th and John F. Kennedy, and we're going to walk eastbound around City Hall,
Okay.
pick up Market Street, and parade down Market Street to 5th and Market, which is Independence Hall, and
Okay.
George Washington's first home.
Yeah.
And we're going to have our reviewing stand, and Fox News, Channel 29, is
Right
going to
front
broadcast
there.
us live from 12 noon till 3 p.m.
That's where they dance and they stop and they do a little.
Yep, we have the floats, we have the cars, we have the kids, we have the musicians, we have the bagpipes,
Oh,
we
man.
got the politicians.
Yeah. Well, you're a politician. Tell me something about your district. You're in North Philly, right?
No, it's actually Northeast Philly. I actually really enjoy my district. I border the Pawcassin Creek, which is a dividing line between Philadelphia and Bucks County.
Yeah.
And then I represent all the way down to a section called Wissinoming, hugging the Delaware River.
Oh.
And so I have the opportunity to do waterfront development, which has been lacking in Philadelphia. But
I like that word, development. You know?
and we're starting to do some good things. We're putting a ranked charter school on the river at McGee and the water. So we're going to be able to have people that live in the neighborhood, go to school in the neighborhood, and get jobs in the neighborhood.
That's important.
So we're going to have industry, schooling,
Yeah.
and housing,
Yeah.
all along the waterfront. And we have a trail that's going to go from Bucks County all the way to Center City,
Bicycle?
walking and bicycle. And we're 3/4 of the way through, and we're 100% funded.
Well, we have one, don't you? Can't connect one in Philly? Goes
Well,
banging
eventually,
up?
the whole East Coast is going to be a trail.
Yeah.
It's going to be called the East Coast Greenway. So you're going to be able to go from Maine to Florida.
You
So,
bicycle, do you, Rock?
I used to, not no more.
You're a fire engine.
Yeah. We go to calls now, we go in a fire truck. We don't go on bicycles.
Tell me, what grade, elementary school did you go to?
I started out at Hart Ranft
Hot Ramp,
and went to Gottwalls,
Gottwalls, old one.
then went to Stewart Middle School, and then went to the high school.
You never went to a Catholic school?
Nope.
Wow. You better not say that on Saturday, right?
You don't have to go to a Catholic high school to be Irish.
I went to all kinds. I went to Catholic, and every time I go to a school, they would close it down and build another one. We'll keep moving, you know.
That's
But,
what happened with me. Hart Ranft closed, and I got moved to Gottwalls.
Yeah, I went to Holy Savior, Gottwalls, Roosevelt, Stewart, Rittenhouse, and I dropped out. And then took a GED, and I got the associate degree, and then I got a associate degree, police science. You know, I did it the hard way. So, you know, you don't lose the fight in the dressing room. You know, you got to keep punching, right? Not many times you get knocked down. It's how many times you get up. It's good.
that's right. Got to get in the game.
And I learned more from the fights I lost than the fights I won. I go up there. I didn't have my left up high enough, and I got hit in the chin. So I can keep that left up high, right? So when you knock a guy out, boom, boom, you forget nothing. But when you do something wrong, and just like bingo, just like a slot machine, instant reward. That's why they're so popular, you know, instant reward, you know. And then in boxing, instant punishment if you make a mistake, right? What kind of sports did you play?
I played basketball and baseball, mostly basketball.
What, high school?
I went to St. Martin de Tours Grammar School. Played
Where?
St. Martin de Tours in Philadelphia. And then I went to Cardinal Doherty High School.
Cardinal
Which
Doherty.
at the time, when I was in the grammar school,
Doherty,
you know how
yeah.
things change now with the schooling. When I was in St. Martin de Tours, it was the largest Catholic grammar school in the world.
Wow.
And then the high school I went to, Cardinal Doherty, was the largest Catholic high school in the world. And the sad part
The high
is,
school was one of the biggest,
in the world,
Cardinal Doherty.
was the biggest in the world.
Yeah. Tell me about them. They used
But
to
guess
play.
what? It's closed now.
Huh? They closed?
Cardinal Doherty's closed. If you would have told me that 30 years ago,
Oh,
I would
my
have
God.
bet the house.
They used to come to Norristown and play Bishop Kenrick, and I was in the police detail. And they were Stranades a little bit, you know. They had about 4 or 5 cases of beer in the back of the bus. So the priest, he came out, all of a sudden one kid comes out of the bus. He locked the doors, and they stayed in the bus while the game was over. But they used to come with 4 buses, like the band was like 2 or 3
Oh, the band
buses.
was world renowned. You're right. Cardinal
Big,
Doherty's
you know.
band.
Oh, yeah. And it's closed now, huh?
It's closed. Yeah.
But they make a rest home out of it or something?
No, I think it's a charter school now, but it's
Oh, charter?
But I would have never guessed that it would not be a Catholic high school.
Oh. So, now, your parade is The 11th.
Correct. Saturday, March 11th, 2 o'clock
What
start.
time to start?
2 o'clock,
2 o'clock?
yes.
Oh, I know that. And you're going to walk.
Going to walk. Going to walk right down Fayette Street. My wife and our two children are going to walk down Parade Route.
They're going to walk with you?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
That'll
my
be a
God.
proud moment for you.
Yeah,
Something
absolutely.
new.
Yeah.
Thank you. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
How about you? You walking or?
You better believe I'm walking. One thing I have to tell you, though,
Go ahead.
this weekend is daylight savings time. So we're going to lose an hour, right? Spring forward. So we lose an hour, and we're moving our parade up an hour. So we have a 2-hour twist this year and a new route. So we're trying to let everybody know in Philadelphia that
Oh, yeah.
the parade's going to be live at 12 noon.
It starts at 12
12
noon.
noon on Market Street, and it'll last 3 hours live on Fox News. And our mass will be at 9:30 at St. Patrick's.
St. Patrick's.
Right, but you have to make sure you have.
It's on the 17th.
No, the 12th, this
On
weekend.
the 12th.
But the 17th is.
That's right. the
We're gonna
17th.
rebroadcast
What are you going to do on the
on the
17th?
Well, we rebroadcast it on Channel 29, the full parade,
Oh, okay.
and then
Okay.
we celebrate in our local establishments.
All right, we got a question from the audience up in the balcony. Here, read it. Answer it.
What organizations have helped make this parade possible? Well, that's a great question, because without our sponsors, this parade doesn't happen. So
Absolutely.
we have our parade director, Michael Bradley, who's right now working around the clock, and our new president, Bill Ivers, that's been raising the money from a lot of our organizations. But we have IBEW Local 98, John
Yeah.
Doherty and his crew.
Yeah, the Electricians Union.
When they were going to cancel the parade 10 years ago, without John Doherty and Mike McAllister from the Philadelphia Federal Credit Union, that parade gets interrupted and isn't the one back from 1771. So there are two organizations, the Philadelphia Federal Credit Union and IBEW 98. And then we have the Sugar House Casino has come through for us.
Oh, yeah, the casino.
Yes.
Well, hit Valley Forge. Hit Valley Forge. They're loaded.
Yeah, I'm sure they helping with your parade?
No.
Yeah, I'm sure they
Yeah,
are.
they gave $10,000 for the 4th of July fireworks, and like that. Hit all the casinos. Come on.
Yes.
They'd be only too happy.
But Mike's right, the sponsors
You
are
know-
key to any parade. You know, they're what the backbone of a parade. They really couldn't happen. Sponsors, whether it's Local 98 or any business in a community that contributes to the parade. The parades wouldn't happen
Right.
without the businesses
Doesn't.
coming forward and sponsoring
Right,
these
Chapman,
parades.
Chapman Ford came through for us this year. Some people just actually have been reaching out to us and wanting to contribute because they like these parades. They help strengthen
Right,
our
right.
community, keep the neighborhoods together.
And it's well organized, too, you know. Now, here's another question from the audience. I think I'm going to let him answer this. I think he's been going on this, because he puts together. You're just marching, right?
So why is it important to have a St. Patrick's Day parade?
Both of you.
It's got to be to spread the good news about St. Patrick. It's about our heritage. It's about our community. It's about who we are.
It's true.
Yeah.
Keeping the traditions alive.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I was in Vegas, and the priest, I went to mass, you know, and the priest, he says, if you come here to say prayers to win in the slot machines, he says, forget about it. He says, because if prayers would help with the slot machines, he says, my mortgage would be paid, you know. So, all right, we got 30 seconds. Come on, hit it.
Well,
Tell us, here's a state legislator, and jumps in 2 feet and get this parade, keep moving.
Well, if you can't make it to parade, and I hope you do come out to Market Street on Sunday. If you can't make it, watch it on Fox News, and pray for good weather. But we're going to be there, rain or shine.
Right?
Saturday, March 11th, 2 o'clock, Conshohocken, Fayette Street. Weather
Okay.
ain't going to stop us. We'll be there.
All right, thank you, and I want to thank Ed McBride for helping me put this show together, and I want to thank everybody for allowing us to come into your house. And the 11th and 12th, right? The 11th in Conshohocken, the 12th in Philadelphia. So,
And we're gonna have our fava bean with us.
what is it? And the fava bean, yeah.
Got our fava bean.
So, may God bless each and every one, and just keep bobbing and weaving, left hand high, stick and move, and keep your trunks off the canvas, okay? We got it. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Rock.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
All right.